class number 2 in our series of 3 Pilates-based classes to help you strengthen those muscles around the hips and to improve the posture and balance. Today we're going to start our warm-up with our feet parallel, really spreading out those toes. And before we start, I want you to think of drawing that belly button into the spine, really opening out those collarbones so that you've got a nice wide space across the chest. Spread those toes, and we're going to go rise up and lower. Rise up and lower. So I want you to work at a pace for now that is easy for you. If you feel like you need help with balance, you can put your hand on a chair or a table or even on the wall next to you. So we're going to do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Really spread the weight from big toe to pinky toe. Now I want you to press into the ball of one foot and the ball of the other foot. And spread those toes, spreading across the metatarsals. So that's the ball of the foot. Spreading those muscles, really warming up into those feet. Now we're going to go from one foot to another. And walk, and walk, and walk, and walk. So those muscles in our feet are really important. Play such an important role in our balance. And we spend a lot of time on our feet, so it's important that those muscles are strong. I think I've just said important about 4 times. We're going to keep pulsing from one foot to another, and again, and again. Now put those heels down. We're going to go back to our rises. Rise, and rise, and rise. Now as we rise, we're going to take the arms down and out, all the way up, and then we're going to push them down again. So we start to warm up those shoulders, focusing on balance. Remember, you're putting that belly button into your spine. We're going to do 1 more set. Rise and lower, rise and lower, and down, and down. Now I want you to just bend those knees a little bit. We're going to take one arm up and over. We're going to reach it up to the sky and stretch into the side of the body. Now you want to be careful here that you're not leaning back into that pelvis. The knees are soft, the tummy's lifted, and push down to come up. Let's take the other side. Knees a little bit soft. Lift, reach up and over. Feel that stretch down the side of the body, engaging that tummy and push it down. So we go 1, 2, lift up and over. 2, and pushing it down, gently lengthening those knees. Again, breathe in, up and over, and pushing down. Now we're going to take both arms up. We're going to do our 4 walks, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I want you to reach both arms up. Now we're going to do a little swing. You're going to tuck your tail under. You're going to round your spine and swing. Breathe in and lengthen. And again, round and swing. Breathe and lengthen. Let's do 2 more of those, just to warm up those muscles in the back. Lengthen. 1 more. Round and swing. Lengthen. Drop it down. And let's walk again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Reach it up. Bend the knees. Tuck the tail under. Swing. Breathe in. 2. Bend the knees. Swing. Breathe in. 2. Bend the knees. Swing. 1 more. Bend the knees, swing, and release it down. Okay, so very short warm-up. So now we're going to start standing, and we're going to work with a band. It's a good idea to go and find yourself a band at a local sports store that you can work with. We're going to start with the feet either parallel or slightly turned out. Hold the band in front of you and your elbows nestled into your waist. So we're going to have a bit of a soft middle to that band so that you can pull your thumbs backwards. So we're going into a little bit of a work for the rotator cuff here. Thumbs go backwards, and I want you to think about those shoulder blades squeezing down and together and in. And again, shoulder blades squeezing together and in. And shoulder blades. Now be careful you don't push the rib cage forward. And again, shoulder blades and in. So can we pulse it there? 3, 2, 1, and in. 3, 2, 1, and in. 2 more. 2, 1, and in. One more, 2, 1, and in. Now let's give those shoulders a roll. We're going to take a break from that. So I've tied little hoops at the end of my band. You don't have to do that. You can just stand on your band with one foot and hold the other end. Going to get that elbow into the waist. You'll notice I'm holding with the opposite hand. Knees are soft. So I'm just going to do a bicep curl and bicep curl. Just strengthening those muscles in the arms. Bicep curl. Keep zipping up the tummy. We've got 4. So if you have just put the band under your foot, just make sure it's nice and stable so that you can keep it down. Now, can you hold it halfway and open it out and in, and out and in. Again, working that rotator cuff. We're going to do 4 more. We're going to do 3 more. We've got 2 more. We've got 1 more. Okay, so now we're going to put one foot slightly back. Our weight is still on both feet, and you stick your bum out behind you. I'm going to wind the band up even more, and we're going to pull the elbow towards the hip, release it down, and pull the elbow to the hip, and release it down. Make sure you're putting that tummy into the spine. Elbow and down. So your fist ends up in front of the hip, the elbow behind the hip, and down. Let's go double time for 8. So again, good for those postural muscles. 6, 5. Keep pulling the tummy in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to let the band release a little bit because I need a bit more space in the band. I'm going to keep it straight, bend that elbow, and now we're going to push back and in and back. You might need even more release on the band. Back and in. So we're just working into those triceps a little bit. 8 and 7. Keep pulling the tummy in. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more to go, 1 more to go, and drop it down. You'll probably feel that shoulder starts to kick in a little bit, but that's just because it's having to hold in that position. Like I've said before, pain is a message that something's wrong, but discomfort sometimes just means that those muscles are a little bit weak and then they need to work. Okay, so we've got it on the other foot, elbow into the waist, and we go bicep curl. Try not to let the band just pull the hand down. You want to control the downwards. Lift, control. Lift, keep zipping up the tummy. Let's go last set. And 7. And 6. Control. 5. We have 4. And 3. 2 more to go. 2. My knees are nice and soft, and I'm spreading the weight into the feet. Now, holding it up halfway. And open back and in. Again, your rotator cuff. And open and in. Open. Open. Start to feel that shoulder, that bicep is holding in that position. I'm not quite sure how many we did on the other side, but you do want to try and get the same amount on each side. We're going to take a breather out of that one. 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind, bum sticking out slightly. Let's just wind it up a little bit so we've got a little bit more tension. And we row. And row. Keep that tummy zipped. Row. And row. You're trying to get the fist next to the hip. Elbow going straight back behind you. Think of the shoulder blade sliding in towards your spine. Let's do 4 more. Keep zipping up the tummy. 3. So most of these I've done about 12 repetitions. Now I'm going to give myself a bit more slack on the band so I can get back to see what the tension's like. I'm going to bend that elbow and we go. Push back and in. Push back and in. You can rest one hand on the other knee if you need to. Push back and in. Try and keep that elbow up. Zip up the tummy. Push back. Shoulder away from the ear. Push back. Last one. And release. So just wriggle out those shoulders. We're still going to be working with the band on some more of the exercises, but we're going to take it down now onto the floor. So let's take it down onto all fours. Like in class number 1, we are going to work with our cat and cow movement, but we're going to add a little bit of a level to it. So if you find this is too much for you, then just go back to working with your basic cat and cow. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, pull that tummy in. This time, what's different is we're going to tuck those toes under, shoulders are away from the ears. So I want you to go into your cat stretch, pull the tummy in. Now just hover your knees off the mat for a second, and lower, and release into your cow. And again, cat stretch, suck the tummy in, hover, knees down, release into cow. Let's do that again, cat stretch, draw the tummy in, hover, and knees down, release into cow. One more time, and cat stretch, hover, knees down, release into cow. So at least that's mobilized our back a little bit. We're going to go down onto our forearms and we're going to do a little bit of work with those glutes. So we're going to flex one foot, take it up to the ceiling, make sure those ribs are closed and the tummy is in, and we just swing the knee in and back. So it's called a donkey kick. Think of pushing upwards with that heel. In and back, in and back. We're going to do 4 more. And 3 more. Try not to push too much into that opposite hip. Keep the weight even on both elbows. Hold it up, pulse. And 2, and 3, and 4. You're almost there. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Bring that knee in. Come up onto all fours. Now we're going to be on the same side, and we're going to do what's called a fire hydrant. Taking that knee out to the side. Now if you really struggle with your hips, you don't have to go high, just enough that you can feel that you're working against gravity. If you really struggle with this movement, go back to doing your donkey kicks. Zip up that tummy, ribs in. And a little pulse up, 8 and 7. Keep the weight even on both hands. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bringing it in. Let's take it back down onto our forearms. Suck that tummy in, flex the other foot, taking it up. And swing it in, and up, and 2, and 3, 4. We've got 4 more to go. Try not to collapse into those shoulders. Keep the back of the neck active. Hold it up, pulse 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Where's that tummy? And 3, and 2, and 1. Bringing it in. Take it up onto the hands. Zip up the tummy, and we do fire hydrant. And 2. Again, it doesn't have to be high. And 4. And 5. 6. Remember, if you struggle with one exercise, then go back to the previous one. Little pulse up. 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. Last 4. 3, 2, 1. And bring it in. Give yourself a bit of a release. Now you'll notice this band, what I've done is I've taken a long band and I've just tied a knot so that I can put it around my thighs. So you can use your long band as a booty band as well. So we're going to put the band on our thighs. So if you need to, pause the video, make a little knot, and then put the band around your thighs. It's not essential you can do this exercise without it. We're going to do exactly the same thing that we did just now, but with the band around our thighs. Are you ready? Take it down onto the forearms, make sure the tummy's in, flex the foot. Now we're going to focus on the upward, just making sure that that band doesn't roll up and down the thighs. And 4. We've got 4 more to go. Keep the head pushing up, keep drawing the tummy in and close the rib cage. 2 more. 1 more. Let's pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Taking it up onto the hands. Are you ready for your fire hydrant? Make sure that tummy's in. And we work against the band to the side. And 2. And 3. 4. 5. If you really struggle to do it in this position, you can also do this lying on your side. And 8. Little pulsing set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Are you ready? Let's go back onto the forearms, flexing that other foot, tummy in, ribs in, and press it up. And 2. Keep lengthening to the top of the head and out to the tail. We have 4 more, 3 more, think about those ribs, 2 more, 1 more. Are you ready for your pulses? We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it in. Almost done in our 4-point kneeling. Hands underneath you. Are you ready? Engage that core. Close the rib cage. We go fire hydrants. And 2. And 3. 4. Almost there. 5. 6. 2 more to go. 7. And 8. Pulsing it up. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. So from there, we're going to lie it all the way down onto our stomach. Now in our prone position, we're going to keep the band on for these exercises. We're going to start off with what is called the Superman. So you're going to extend your arms in line with your shoulders. The first thing you want to do is make sure that those shoulders are not hiking up into the ears. So I want you to pull your armpits down towards your waist, that your shoulders pull away from your ears. You're going to let your nose hover just above the mat. Same thing as we did with our cobra. Push that pubic bone into the mat, suck the tummy in off the mat, and open up that back. So we're going to start off with right arm and left leg. We're going to lift the collarbone slightly as we lift the arm and the leg, and lower it down. Now we go other side. Opposite arm to leg, and lower. And lift. You've got to be very conscious of what's happening in that tummy and that lower back. So you've got to really keep tilting the pubic bone into the mat, pull that tummy in. The lower back will work, but we don't want it to do all the work. Your tummy's got to also support. And lift, and lower. We have 4 more. And lower. 3, try to keep the back of the neck nice and long. We have 2 more. And lower. 1 more to go. 1 and lower. Now we're going to put our hands underneath our forehead, resting the head so that the neck is nice and long. Again, get that tilt of that pubic bone into the mat. Suck the tummy in. Now you're going to squeeze and lift both legs, and we're going to pulse the legs out against the band. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release them down. Let's try that again. Get that tilt and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1, release them down. Let everything go. Let's try that again. Tilt the pubic bone in, tummy in, squeeze and lift, and 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. 1 more time. Pubic bone to mat, tummy in, lift, pulse. 2, 3, 4, and lower. Give it a shake. Let's go back into our first position, our Superman position, shoulders out of the ears. Tilt the pubic bone into the mat, tummy lifted, long neck. Right arm, left leg. Lower. Left arm, right leg. Lower. Right arm, left leg. And lower. Left arm, right leg. And lower. Right arm, left leg. And lower. Just, you always want to be part of it. Last one. And lower. Shake it all out, and we go back into our one with the legs against the band. Are you ready? Resting your head. Pubic bone into the mat, tummy in, and lift. Pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the legs. Release everything. Again. Pubic bone into the mat, tummy in, lift the legs. And we go pulse. 2, 3, 4, and lower. Shake it out. We're going to do that 2 more times. Pubic bone into the mat, tummy in, squeeze and lift, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and lower. 1 more to go. Are you ready? Pubic bone to the mat, tummy in, lift, pulse. 2, 3, 4, and lower. Press up on the hands and knees. Round out that spine. If you can't go into full recovery stretch, just take it into your cat stretch. And from there, we're going to flip it over so that we can go into our bridge position. I'm going to keep the band around my legs. Again, you can take it off if you want to. It's absolutely optional. Starting with those hands, reaching towards the heels. We're going to go into our full pelvic tilt. So tilt the pelvis, engage that pelvic floor, think of stopping the urine mid-flow, and start to roll it up through the spine. Get those ribs in. Keep reaching for the fingers. We're going to push against the band and in. And 2, and 3, and 4. From there, you're going to roll it down through the spine, massaging the back into the floor. Again, tilt. Roll it up. And pulse 3. Let's do one more pulse. And tilt, roll it down, feel like you're massaging your back into the floor. We're going to do that again. Pelvic floor tilt, rolling it up, check the ribs stay in, pulse. Remember your chopsticks between the ribs and the hips. We're going to keep that connection. And rolling it down. Let's do that one more time. Tilt, rolling it up. Really think of zipping up your tightest pair of jeans. Pulse open. 2, and 3, and 4. And rolling it down, melting into the floor. Give everything a little bit of a shake so that we can have a bit of a rest. This time we're going to move the hands slightly away from us into a V position. Tilt that pelvis and go back up into that position. Now zip up the tummy. I want you to just shift your weight onto your left leg and see if you can hover your right leg. Place it down, shift the weight into the right, hover the left. Place it down and try that again. Hover the right. You want to try not to let those hips dip too much. Hover the left. We're going to do one more each side. Hover the right. Try to keep your tilt in your pelvis. Try not to lose that connection of belly button to spine. And roll it down through the spine. Massage that back. Release that tail. Give it a shake. Let's try that one more time. And tilt. Rolling it up. Zip it up. And gentle march. And lowering it down. If you feel like you're quite steady, try and lift that knee a little bit more against the band. Lift. And again, you can do this without the band. If you really feel like you need to get your stability first, lift and lower. You feel sucking that tummy into the spine. And lower and roll down through the spine. Release. We're going to take it a step further. Tilt, rolling it up. Now we're going to lift only the right leg. And we're going to tap the right leg down and lift it up. And tap it down. Pull that tummy deeper. Really get into that tilt. Tap it down. You've only got one more. A lot of holding for that supporting leg. And lift. Place the foot down. Roll down through the spine. Really articulate. Release. Shake it out. Let's try that one more time for the other side. And tilt. Rolling it up. Hold those chopsticks. Float your left leg. Are you ready? And tap. And lift. Trying to create stability in the other side. And lift. Tap. And lift. We have one more to go. Tap. And lift. Place that foot down. And roll down through the spine. Well done. Shake it all out. Now for the next part, I'm going to take that band off. We'll keep it there so we can grab it just now. We're going to start off with those hands, clasp those fingers and put them behind the head. So we're going to do a chest lift with our head supported. So I want those elbows to be up slightly so that you're in the peripheral vision, the corner of your eyes, you can see them. You're going to start off by nodding that chin gently. Now lift up the head and shoulders and have a look between your knees. If you feel the need to, you can slightly tilt that pelvis. This is your chest lift, but now what I want you to think of here is, can you rest your head a little bit in your hands? Feel like your hands are holding your head. Instead of using your hands or your neck, you're going to draw your rib cage in to lift an inch higher and release it an inch down. Feel the weight of the head. Draw the rib cage in to lift an inch higher and release the head down, but don't let go of that connection to the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. So ribs come in to lift you up, and then you feel the weight of the head as you lower an inch lower. 1 more. Ribs come in to lift you up, and you can lower it all the way down. Release it all out. Now we're going to use that chest lift once again. Zip up that tummy, get the lower back slightly to the floor, elbows in your peripheral vision. Nod your chin and chest lift. Is your head heavy in the hands? Now lift one leg, lift the other leg to join it. Now without bending the back, arch up the floor, lower the head and shoulders. Lower the first leg and the second leg, and then you can let go of everything. So there's a lot of holding that has to be done. Let's try that again. Gentle tilt, nod your chin, and chest lift. Let's start with the other side. Lift one leg, hover the other leg as the head relaxes. Lower the head and shoulders. This is where you've got to really draw the tummy down to the floor. Lower one leg. Only when this foot's on the floor do you let go of that connection. So if you're not feeling it straight away, don't stress. It does take a while for those muscles to start to feel it. Let's try it again. Nod, chest lift, heavy head. Float one leg. Float the other leg. Lower the head and shoulders. Lower one leg. Lower the other leg, and then let go of everything. 1 more time. And chest lift. Float one leg. Float the other leg. Lower the head and shoulders. Lower one leg. Lower the other leg. And give everything a bit of a breather. So we're not quite done with that yet. So we go. A little bit of a tilt. Nod your chin. Not chest lift first, but this time we're going to reverse it. Elbows where you can see them. Float one leg first, then the other leg. Nod your chin and chest lift. Heavy head. Lower your first leg, keep the connection. Lower the second leg and control down your upper body. And again, float one leg. Make sure your ribs and your hips are holding your chopsticks. And lift the head and shoulders. Heavy head. Lower the first leg. Lower the second leg. And release the head and shoulders. Give the head a shake. Let's try that again. Zip up, float one leg. Float the other leg. Nod your chin and chest lift. Heavy head. Lower one leg. Lower the other leg. Release the head and shoulders. We've got 1 more to go. I hope you're feeling those abdominals by now. Float one leg. Feel that lower back reaching for the floor. Nod your chin, chest lift. Heavy head. Lower one foot. Lower the other foot. And relax the head and shoulders. Take those hands out. Give everything a shake. So we're going to finish off today's session. Again with our stretches like we did on our first day. Putting that foot in the band and taking it into your hamstring stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. And breathe out. Just breathe into that stretch. Try and pull that leg a little bit closer when you feel that the muscle starts to let go. And let's take it open into our adductor stretch. Remember with this one, you want that other knee to fall open to counterbalance you. And we don't want to roll off one hip, so we want to keep the back of both hips even. Hold for 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. Bringing it up. Take that foot out, put that leg on the floor, and hug the other knee into the chest. So now we're going to open up in that hip flexor, reaching out to those legs. And let's do our hamstring stretch on the other side. Placing that foot in the band, taking it to where you feel the tension at the back of the leg, and then just breathing into that stretch. A couple of nice easy breaths there. When you're stretching, really try and focus on letting go of the muscles and the rest of the body. helps you to relax into that stretch. And let's open it out into our adductor stretch. Opposite knee falls open. Remember to try and stay balanced across the back of both hips. And still draw the tummy into the spine. Even when we're stretching, we're being conscious of our core. And bringing it up to the ceiling. Take that band off and lower that leg to the floor. Hug the other knee into the chest. Remember with the stretch, you're going to pull the top knee in, reaching out for that bottom leg so you open up the hip flexor. And from there, we're going to just roll it onto our side to come up nice and easy. We're going to take it into our stretch for our hips. One leg in front, cross that foot over. You're going to hug that knee into the chest and you're going to rotate towards the knee. So you want to think of that shoulder pulling into the knee as you sit up as tall as possible. Don't forget to breathe into that stretch. Let's take one more breath there. And release. Let's take it to the other side. Crossing that foot over. Sit up as tall as you can. Hug the knee into the chest with the opposite arm as you lengthen and spiral around. Keep pulling that knee into your chest. Couple of breaths there. And release. Well done. That is our second class finished. Hope you feel good after that, and I will see you in the third class.